think I saw Hollinshead doing like something like this with 3 plates. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy's a unit. Yep. That's what I like to hear. Let's do some stupid shit. There's some days where you're not feeling the exercise the way you want to, and then like today where it seems like we're both in the utopian zone where everything is just feeling like just pure bliss. I remember back in the day when they had the challenge round that one year, when Ronnie Coleman was calling the back shots, he'd be like, rear, double bicep, lights out, and like you would say that, so it'd be like lights out, spread.
What's it gonna be, big man? Rear, lat, lights out, spread. This is for Mr. Olympia. Mr. Olympia. Ronnie Coleman, Ronnie.
Ronnie always trained really heavy, not a crazy lot of volume, but the high voluntary effort in the working sets. I train a similar style like that. It's always worked for me. It keeps fatigue lower on the body, allows you to have progressive overload and small progression jumps, either in weight or reps every single week. I've never trained with Jason before. Every time I post like a back lat, like a real lat spread or rear double bicep, he'd always be like, oh, can you give me some of that? So I was telling him my whole training philosophy, and he was like, you know, I've never done that, especially for back. He's like, I'll try whatever. And then now we're here for the 10-year anniversary, and at Destination Dallas, so we're actually, you know what, let's do it, let's crush some back together. So he's currently stuck in an elevator, which is his only weakness as of late. He can do anything else in the world except get out of elevators, so yeah, we're just waiting for him to get here.
That's definitely a first for me. I've never been stuck in an elevator, so.
Oh, the top. Let me know when you're ready.
Man, it still feels light.
Yeah, everything just like opens up and contracts like that. It's like, I wish my back did. You're just able to get a lot more of a stretch at the bottom with this one, so you can really open up on it, and you don't have to worry about it like coming down here. So like you're targeting more of the middle back. And you just get a lot better of a stretch. And with this one, I can get a really good contraction because the way the bar is bent, you can pull it up a lot farther than just having a straight bar because it kind of runs into you. But I just feel a better stretch and a better contraction with this one.
One of like, if you're trying to target like, you know, upper middle back, you kind of know where you stand with this. It's not like you can't use a lot of momentum to just throw weight around. I like it because, you know, you're from a fully stretched position at the bottom. It's not like you can drive with your legs like a barbell row. I mean, you literally have to pull with your back. Like I said, it's been a movement I've been doing for weeks now, and it's really helped improve my back, especially in that upper middle area, which is, you know, difficult for me.
That's a great idea putting this first. We were just talking about how like he doesn't pre-fatigue or anything, and usually I do whenever I train. And so going into like a full-on movement like this, I feel like it's going to probably benefit me a little bit more. So I'm kind of reevaluating my training principles and see how this works.
Yeah, I like to always start off with like the really heavy compound lifts, especially the ones that I'm using to really build up weak areas. And I'll just, you know, instead of doing pre-exhaust or anything like that, I'll just do a lot more warm-up sets or acclimation sets, as I call them, to get used to the heavy weight to kind of gauge where my strength is at for the day. We did quite a few warm-up sets and field sets today just because I've never used this bar before, so I don't really know how it feels when the weight gets on there. So we actually now up to our first working set weight here, which we'll most likely probably stay at this for 2 straight sets. We'll go to actual failure on each one. Oh yeah. Drive it.
You ever feel like your back end lifting off a little bit at all when you do these?
I think towards the end, because I was like trying to dig into this here, and then
Yeah.
as I was going forward to get in the stretch, I almost felt like my legs coming off a little bit.
Yeah. I did that almost every rep. Went to rack it, I thought I was gonna.
So one thing that's really cool whenever I come out here, and I get to train with like the different athletes, if it's like Sean, a guy, Jason today, a lot of us have very different styles of training. There's still like some core values that we do, but we there's stuff that works really well for him, and there's stuff that works really well for me, and they might be different. So today when we kind of did this training collab, before we started, we were talking to each other about like what exercises do you connect on, what are we trying to improve on in certain areas. We kind of we designed our workout before we went out there, and he gave his input on some exercises, stuff that I may not always do, and then I got to see how his training style is on a lot of different things, and sometimes that sends a new stimulus. It also kind of gets your gears going in your head where you're like, okay, you know what, how can I apply his knowledge, because obviously he has a great physique, and it's like he built his physique a certain way, which is different how I built my physique. So it's like, okay, what can I do to take from him and to apply it to myself? And you always just train with the different athletes, because there's no one way to skin a cat.
So this one's gonna probably hit a little bit more of the lower lat because you're able to drive it back. And whenever you're doing a pull down, you're keeping the bar more in front of you instead of doing a row, basically. Doing more of just a pull down. And that's gonna give you more of like your front lats, like when you're doing your front lat spread, you can open up a lot more. I like these because you can really feel that contraction really deep to where that lat inserts into the bottom right there. And it just feels really good.
We'll do them in single arm because we can brace with our other hand. It really gives us a lot of way to stabilize. So you can connect with a good exercise, and you can also stabilize, so you can really exert maximum effort. It's usually going to lead to some pretty good growth there. You guys have chalk here. There's so many variables that go into building muscle, to getting big, to getting stage lean. And I think being able to train with all the different athletes, like Jay today, I got to really get a good glimpse of how his style of training is. I mean, I see his videos on social media and stuff, but this was really cool to actually see it in person and everything, see his muscles working, see his mindset. And I think having that experience is really good at being able to take it and apply it to your physique with my own training. I'm sure he'll kind of feel sort of similar, I would think.
Yeah, definitely everything that you said. And so usually whenever I start, especially whenever I start back training, because that's more of a lagging muscle group for me, I always try to get as much blood into the muscle, that way I can actually feel it working, because I kind of have a hard time connecting with that muscle to really get that stimulus. And so I've always kind of had it programmed into my head, I've got to do some, straight arm pull downs, or, some kind of like regular pull down, just to get some blood into that lat, and so I can feel the muscle. But whenever we did this training session today, we kind of blended our training styles, and then we went straight into some, like an underhand pull down, and those felt better than they've ever felt. And I think it probably has something to do with starting off with those seal rows, just because you got so much blood into the back, and then you could just really feel everything, really good stretch at the top, really good contraction. And then straight after that, we did another rowing movement. It was a chest supported T-bar row, and that just lit everything up again. like splits the chest right here.
Yeah. That's what makes sure you keep those elbows kind of tucked and pull right in your wheelhouse, kid.
Oh yeah, so we raised this up a little bit so the chest is like a little bit higher on the pad, basically like splitting the chest. If you're too far down, your elbows are kind of flared out, and you can't really get that full contraction with the middle part of your back. So we want to try to have your chest a little bit higher up on the pad, that way you can keep the elbows down and really drive it back and squeeze.
If you think of almost like a range of motion when you're doing like a wide grip like cable row, you're almost like keeping the elbows kind of tucked under and then rowing back to your chest like this. So you want to kind of keep that same plane of motion while doing this. Otherwise it can turn into a real delt exercise real quick.
Good. Yep. All the way through. There we go.
It's a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be.
It's a lot lighter?
Yeah. Dude, crank those out. That's good.
No shit.
We're a little bit later in the workout, so, you know, a little bit of fatigue that builds up while you're training.
Yeah.
Do you want any force reps?
Yeah, at least, yeah, two good forward.
Two's good. Yeah.
Real great.
So like everything just step by step, everything just kind of flowed right into each other, and you could just really feel everything working, or at least I could. And normally I can't really feel that very well. So I think blending our training styles like that, I think that's going to be very beneficial for my growth and probably for him as well.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Rip in, rip.
Good. Drive it. Good. Another.
Let's get nasty. Nice. Nice. Oh yeah, come on. Yep, come on. Yep, let's go. All right, two more. Let's work. Yeah. Awesome. Hell yeah, man.
Good stuff.
A good one. I mean, normally I would do something different, and then, you know, we did close grip pull downs, which we kind of pulled more to the front to really focus on the lats. Towards the end of the workout, when fatigue was built up, it's like we didn't need that much weight. We really focused on keeping the form, really driving the weight down, squeezing, and then we ended up with doing some pullovers, some rope pullovers, just to light up the lats again. So we basically started off that workout with loading the heavy weight on the muscles, still getting blood flow in there, and then we started adding a lot of blood flow towards the end, really pumping the muscles up. So I think it was actually a damn good session. I had a blast.
Finishing off with those straight arm pull downs, we were able to, I got you, we were able to really stretch out the muscle after we were loading it the whole time and really focusing on the contraction. We're obviously getting a contraction at the back with the straight arm pull downs too, but just being able to stretch it out at the very end, I felt like you could really get some new blood into it too, and it really stretched out that muscle. So yeah, the whole training was just awesome, a great collaboration for sure.
Yeah, so if you like watching Jay and I train together, you see the video, you like it, like and subscribe.
And ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Ding. Ding.